Hello, friends. Welcome back once again to the Cantor's Corner. This week we read in Parasha Korach about a man, surprisingly, named Korach, a Levite who takes some Reubenites, no, not the sandwich, but the tribe, takes some Reubenites along with 250 other men who are of good repute, and he raises up a rebellion against Moses and Aaron. He is annoyed at the hierarchy presented in the current structure of Israelite society, saying, "Who made you in charge?" Instead, it should be a different situation. Moses is understandably annoyed, and after consulting with God and utilizing some of God's ability, brings about an end to the rebellion, with God getting rid of all 250 members of Korach and his rebellion. At first, God was going to get rid of the entire community, but thankfully Moses was able to bargain God down to only the offenders. Now, why exactly, and what exactly was Korach doing? Keep in mind, Korach is a Levite, and Levites already have quite a bit of power. Korach was looking to get even more power by upending the establishment. His reasoning behind it was, Hol ha'edah kulan kedoshim. The entire community is holy. So, from what I see, it's Korach, who is a man with, as a Levite, considerable power, along with 250 men from the community. Men also have a significant bit of power compared to others. And these are not only men, but chieftains, Nisi'e. These are people who are rulers, people who have, compared to the vast majority of members of Israelite society, they have a considerate bit of power. And they're looking to grab more power. And their reasoning, they claim that they want more equality, and as such they want more power. Now, it doesn't seem to me that if these select few were to get more power, then balance would be established. I see this very much in today's society, where we see corporations or very wealthy individuals, people with quite a bit of power, looking to get more power through regulation and through political other means. Now, in the story of Korach, these uppity people, as a result, get swallowed up literally by the earth. That's not happening in our story in this day and age. From what I'm seeing, there's more of a chance of these people like Korach, in fact, succeeding in their goal of grabbing even more power when they're already in quite a position of power. So what are we to do about this situation? If we were to try and go headlong like the Korach folks did, then we, as people with even less power than Korach and his people, all the more so we would get swallowed up by the earth. Now, charging headlong into battle is not necessarily going to work. I believe that if we are to deal with this potential issue, that it requires a much more subtle approach. It requires a real change in the culture. It requires small incremental steps that in end will bring about a large change. So if we were to start with those small incremental steps, start at the very local level. Start at the city level. The idea of a livable wage, of a $15 an hour minimum wage, that didn't just spring out fully formed in state legislature. It started in tiny cities, and even smaller than tiny cities. It started off in airports. Started off in the Seattle airport and the Los Angeles airports. And once those areas were able to do $15 an hour minimum wages, it expanded out to more of the city. And now that we're seeing it in places like San Francisco and in Seattle, it's going to be spreading more. It's but one example of how we can take a radical idea to help really bring about an equal distribution of power, the original goals, so to speak, according to Korach, of what he wanted to do, to recognize the holiness that was inherent inside each member of the community. If we are to recognize the inherent humanity and equality that is a God-given right, I think, of each person, we need to start small and start local. And then I believe we really can bring about the goal that Korach supposedly had in mind.